Hey folks, what's up? Thanks for checking out I Suck at Painting. Today's video is a collaboration video with a bunch of great channels who are all involved in the YouTube Creators Brain Trust. This is a 30-minute painting challenge, and in this video I'm going to see if I can paint an orc boy up to a battle-ready standard in 30 minutes. Of course I can't. So looking at this 30-minute timer, I knew this was going to be super rough because I am a very slow painter and I tend to labor over every tiny detail. But I thought this would be a really good challenge and a good exercise just to see how much I could get done in a half hour. So my plan here was to start with dry brushing the metallics, and because that would be the messiest part, I could just paint over that stuff. And while I had those paints out already, I thought I would just brush on metallics to the parts that needed them. And you can see I have all my paints laid out in my wet palette. I knew I wasn't going to get to all of them, but I tend to change my mind a lot in the middle of projects. So I thought it would be better to have everything sitting out just in case I actually did need it. So again, here right now I'm just still applying the metallics, and after that we'll move on to the flesh. This is Death World Forest as the base tone for the skin. At this point I decided to put the eyes in because it would be easier to correct any mistakes, if I made any, on the face, having the eyes in first. So I thought I was done with the skin at this point, and didn't realize that I had completely neglected to paint one entire hand. So from here I went on to the clothing. This was a dark gray. I figured I could wash it afterwards with black. And I realized that this is Zenithal primed, and I was just really kind of using that more just as a guide. I wasn't trying to have that affect any of the layers that went on top of it. I tried to go in and do a sloppy kind of highlight with a lighter gray. This is a technique that I actually like to do on things like pants and shirts, is do the highlights with lines so that it actually has visible strokes. I just like the texture of that. But in my haste, I did an absolutely horrible job of it. Next was getting on just a base coat to all the leather parts, which actually wasn't too much on this model, just a few straps. I wanted to do the wraps on his arms a different color, so I left those alone for now. And running out of time, I decided that it would be good to get some other colors on here as well. So I went with some red for his helmet and tried to get a little bit of color somewhere else with the tiny bit of time I had left. And I got about half of an arm wrap done, and well, that was it. And time's up for the 30-minute challenge. So all in all, I got more done than I thought I would, but not as much as I would have hoped I could have done. It's all just basically base coats. I didn't really get to do any highlights or any shadows, but this is him after 30 minutes. Alright, well that's the whole video. Thanks for watching. Whoa, wait. We can't leave him like this. Let's finish him up. Okay, so going on to actually finish this guy, rather than bore you to death with a play-by-play, I mean, you can pretty much tell everything that's going to happen. There's going to be washes, there's going to be highlights. Yeah. So instead, I would like to tell you about the other channels who are also taking part in this 30-minute challenge. We have Phil's Minis. We have Origin Painting. We have Ninetale Hobbies. We have Conquest Creations. We have Pink Pulse Painting. And last but not least, definitely not least, we have Miniocalypse. All these channels have great content. They are all members of the YouTube Creators Brain Trust. I definitely recommend that you check out each of these channels. Give them some subs, give them some likes. They have some really great videos. Now, I tend to labor over every single tiny detail and spend way too much time on every mini I paint. That's probably because I don't paint to get things on the table. I just paint because I like to paint. But if you're someone who paints armies and likes to paint quickly to get things on the table, this is nothing new to you. But if you're a painter like me who spends a lot of time on every mini, I recommend you try this once in a while. Just forget about the details. Just see how much you can get done in a half hour. And it's kind of freeing. It's rather liberating. And I definitely recommend you give it a try. So after an additional hour and a half of painting, which puts us at a grand total of 2 hours, 2 minutes and 56 seconds, this is what I would consider a battle-ready orc boy. It's probably more than some people would and less than others, and I probably definitely spent more time on it than most people would. But here he is. So please do go take a look at the other channels who took part in this 30-minute challenge. If you like this kind of stuff, please do all of the things, all the buttons, all the stuffs for myself and for all the others. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.